Speaker of the House, MAGA Mike Johnson, thinks Americans just don't understand the separation of church and state.
When the founders set this system up, they wanted a vibrant expression of faith in the public square because they believed that a general moral consensus and virtue was necessary to maintain this grand experiment in self-governance that we created, a government of, by, and for the people. The separation of church and state is a misnomer. People misunderstand it. Of course, it comes from a phrase that was in a letter that Jefferson wrote. It's not in the Constitution. And what he was explaining is they did not want the government to encroach upon the church, not that they didn't want principles of faith to have influence on our public life. It's exactly the opposite. Washington said, of all the dispositions and habits which lead to political prosperity, religion and morality are indispensable supports. And John Adams came next and he said, our Constitution is made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other. They knew that it would be important to maintain our system. And that's why I think we need more of that. Not an establishment of any national religion, but we need everybody's vibrant expression of faith because it's such an important part of who we are as a nation.
They just don't understand the separation of church and state. It's a misnomer. It's not even the Constitution. Well, actually, it is. It's literally the First Amendment. Okay, so look, that's the interpretation of the First Amendment. But here's the thing. Let's go to what he talks about, vibrant expression of faith. What does that look like in practice? Because I'm not seeing anybody being denied that. Again, I wish people would ask him. Because look, I have no problem. I have no problem with people who have faith. There's plenty of people of faith. Great. If you go to church, wear a cross, pray in public, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody's stopping you, preventing you from doing any of that. That's your fundamental rights as an American under the First Amendment. What is not your right, though, and this is where MAGA Mike Johnson tries to, kind of muddy the waters, right? It's where they're all trying to muddy those waters. Using their own religion to prevent others from exercising their own fundamental rights, okay? Such as the right to, for example, bodily autonomy, things like birth control, abortion, the right to get married to another consenting adult, LGBTQ plus marriage, or the right to openly identify with whatever gender you're most comfortable as, trans rights. Those are the things that people are using religion to try to shut down. They're of course, using, like, their bigotry is they're trying to use their religion to justify that bigotry against those groups. And so it's what people like Mike Johnson do all the time, even though, again, it's against the Constitution. You literally have the 14th Amendment, which says, no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process, of course, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. So if you're being discriminated against as a gay person and prevented from getting married because of, oh, the Bible says, no, that's not a good justification. That's not justification at all. We live under the Constitution. We don't live under the Bible. And so that's the First Amendment, or I'm sorry, that's the 14th Amendment. Then you have the First Amendment, which states very clearly that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Now he says, well, I don't want to actually establish a religion. I just want everyone to, be able to discriminate, essentially. I mean, that's what he considers to be, in my opinion, a vibrant expression of faith. Using that religion to shut other people down. Okay, look, the Establishment Clause is a limitation placed upon the U.S. Congress, preventing it from passing legislation establishing the official religion. Okay, that's why it's called the Establishment Clause. And by interpretation, also making it illegal for the government to promote theocracy or promote a specific religion with taxes. So currently, the Supreme Court, especially Clarence Thomas, thinks it's A-okay for the states to set up their own official state religion. Well, I mean, it's not the federal government, but if the state of Oklahoma or Mississippi wants to make Christianity their official state religion, and then direct taxpayer money towards, churches and schools that teach religious dogma to the students, well, then that's perfectly legal under the Constitution. No, it is not. Johnson also cites Jefferson's letter to the Baptists of Danbury saying, well, he didn't actually mean it, that the church shouldn't have an impact on the government. It just, no. It's just the other way around. Yeah, that's it. No, he's wrong. it's not, though, just Jefferson that echoed the point. In fact, James Madison did as well. Madison himself wrote of the perfect separation between the ecclesiastical and civil matters. Okay, ecclesiastical, sorry. That's in an 1822 letter to Livingston, which means the authority of the church, that which comes from the church. Okay, the authority of the church from the church, makes sense, right? Is decided by the church authority. Yeah, you could say, well, that comes from God, but okay, but God's not coming down here and saying, you do this, you do that, you know, in the guise of the church. So no, it is decided by church authorities, pastors, deacons, whatever. And then he said that, and that which is decided by civil government is decided by civil authorities, that's elected officials. Neither may decree law or policy in each other's realm. So church, stay out of government, government, stay out of church. There it is. Perfect. That is the separation of church and state right there. Another description reads, line of separation between the rights of religion and the civil authority, entire abstinence of the government. That's in a 1832 letter from to Reverend Adams. And practical distinction between religion and civil government as essential to the purity of both, and is guaranteed by the Constitution of the United States. That's in an 1811 letter to Baptist churches. So basically what I'm getting to is, it's not the American people that have misunderstood the separation of church and state. It's Mike Johnson. But he's not an idiot. He knows what he's doing. He knows this, and is purposely trying to downplay this, muddy the waters on it in order to chip away at this country's secular government, which again guarantees the freedom of people of all religious faiths to practice their own religion in their own ways, in their own lives, and all that. And so they don't want that. What they want is one official religion, their particular brand of Christianity. And it's not just Mike Johnson, it's Lauren Boebert, it's many others who say, oh, it's not not in the Constitution. It's not in the Constitution. Again, it is. It's in the Establishment Clause. But what they're doing here is pretty plain to see. What they're using is the letter of the law to defeat the spirit of the law, which again, since there's not an actual phrase in there saying wall of separation, they say, well, obviously, I have no idea what they mean. No, it's pretty clear the meaning of the Establishment Clause and of the First Amendment as it pertains to the state affairs getting into religion and the religion getting into state affairs. You just choose not to see it because you don't want to see it because it's against your goals, which to me is just about domination.